16 months after devastating fire tore through the region and in the midst of a massive rebuild, the message from the North Bay's congressional delegation was simple.
You haven't been forgotten.
Mike Thompson and Jared Huffman appearing before a large Santa Rosa audience to talk about efforts to bring more federal fire recovery dollars to Sonoma, Lake, and Napa counties. This despite an often hostile White House, one focused more on a wall than fire recovery.
We want to make sure that if you came here tonight with a question or with a problem, that we're doing absolutely everything that we can to help you.
Assembled for the so-called Fire Resiliency Town Hall, experts from CAL FIRE, the Forest Service, and Sonoma County's Pepperwood Preserve here to discuss what's been learned and what's being done to make California more fire resilient.
I think a lot of people are stretching themselves to get out of their silo and collaborate on solutions and stop fighting. And I would just say in the environmental community, we have to be open to losing some trees.
These aren't wildfires anymore. These are wildfires, but they're urban conflagrations. It is a different thing.
Most here were interested in how to protect themselves from the next firestorm, how the state was preparing, and where that money would be coming from. And foremost on many minds, an occupant of the White House who seems hostile to California, clawing back federal dollars for things like high-speed rail and potentially fire recovery. Congressman Jared Huffman says California will continue to push to get every dollar it deserves.
He seems to be eager to punish California in any way he can for reasons that are unfair and obviously we just can't stand for. But we're also going to push back on this president when he says crazy things that are hurtful and reckless and just wrong.
Congressman Thompson says despite noises out of Washington, Congress will insist the president keep his hands off California funding.
I don't remember a time that he wasn't saying inflammatory things. This is pretty much the standard operating procedure with him. It became very troubling when he talked about taking fire recovery money out to build his fantasy wall. I don't think it's going to happen.
The takeaway, California is forging ahead in resiliency and preparing for the next firestorms that will surely come. And Sonoma County's congressmen will be front and center in making sure that effort gets all of the federal dollars it deserves. In Santa Rosa, Carl Van Amberg for News of the North Bay.